Greetings, welcome, bonjour, guten Tag, ayot. So I'm Ken. So we're going to do some Tai Chi today. We're going to be working on Biān today. Single whip today. But we're gonna get there. So let's start by making sure we are truly here, present and engaged in what we're doing. No distraction, no laziness, no boredom. Giving what we're doing right here, right now, our full attention and connecting that attention with our center of gravity. So visualize a ball in your belly. I imagine it about the size of my fist. You can imagine it bigger than that or smaller than that. Imagine you have a ball in your belly. Imagine the very center of that ball, whatever size you imagine it to be, is about 3 fingers below the belly button and in the center of the body. So the center of that ball closer to the spine than it is to the front of the body. So heels together. I don't want you to feel as if you're tensing or clenching that fist-sized ball, or tensing and clenching deep inside, like you're holding in a bit of flatulence, like you're holding in a bit of wind. And I want you to use that tensing, that clenching, to sink the lower ribs on the front of the body, to fill the lower back. Use that tensing, that clenching to make sure this joint, the SI joint, sacroiliac joint, is upright. Use that tensing, that clenching to push down into the heels, into the ground. Use that tensing, that clenching to push down and push the toes off the ground. Use that tensing, that clenching to pull the perineum up. Use that tensing, that clenching to push the tongue onto the roof of the mouth. Use that tensing, that clenching to feel as if you're pushing the very top of the head up against the heavens. Then keep a connection between the very top of the head, that engagement of your center, and the very center of the feet. You relax the tensing, the clenching, and lower everything down through the very center of the feet. But keep the perineum pulled up, keep the tongue on the roof of the mouth, and keep the connection between your center of gravity, the very center of your feet, the top of the head, and the center of your hands as well. So between your center and your extremities. So moving from here, just want you to, it doesn't matter how you do this, but we can turn from our center, move the weight of the body onto the left leg, kind of take your arms out to the side for balance here, balancing on one leg, then step out to the side, to your right in this case. Make sure turn the waist to the left, make sure your right toes are pointing forwards. Feel this lengthening all of the lateral side of the body. Relax the right foot and just feel it lengthening, contracting over, pulling you over to the right leg. Turn the waist to your left, feel that connectivity. To your right, feel that connectivity, turn your waist and pull your left toes around and settle down in the center until your feet are about the same distance as your hips and your shoulder part, feet parallel to each other. An elaborate way to step out into a shoulder width stance, but we're here to really pay attention to the tiniest movements of the body. Really putting in the work here in our training, really connecting our mind with all of our body. So the head feels as if it is suspended from above. Imagine you have a long ponytail on the top of the head. Imagine this is tied up to the rafters. Making sure again this joint, SI joint, is upright, perpendicular, so it's not tilting forwards at the top or tilting forwards at the bottom. It's upright, perpendicular, but it feels, the whole of the pelvic area feels like it's hanging down from our suspension from above, hanging down plumb. Your counterweight, your counterbalance, keeping you nice and upright, maintaining your zongding, your central equilibrium, does it just say zongding on here? Yes, it's zongding there. Your central equilibrium, maintaining your zongding, your central equilibrium, keeping a small gap underneath each armpit at all times. When the arms are close to the body, at least make sure the air can get to your armpits there. Pelvic area hanging down plumb. Feel like you're sitting down as well. So this groove where the top of the legs meet the buttocks, this gluteal sulcus. Feel as if you're tucking this under, and as if you're sitting down onto the edge of a high stool and releasing and relaxing to that support, like you would if you were sitting down. So you're not locking your legs out. You're not locking legs out. You're not sitting into locks out joints. You're not sinking so low that you're just settling into the tense muscles. You're settling into that connection between the muscles and the bones, settling the weight of the body into the connective tissue, into the sinew. So feel being shock absorbed by your connective tissue. The crotch area wants to be like an upside down U, not an upside down V. Okay, let's get into it. So I'll turn this way so you can mirror me here. Take your arms out to the side, Just sink down, turn to the left. Bring your right arm in front of your left arm behind you and up. Then sink down, turn to the right, left hand in front of your right hand behind you, up and down, up, up, up. So, you can do this like this. I'm staying quite central in this one. You can do it where, when the leg's at its fullest, this groove at the top of the leg is more open than closed. So as you sink down, this groove is more open than closed. You can do it with this groove is more closed than open when the leg's at its fullest. You can play around with it. You want that freedom of movement through this area here. Not moving from this area, moving freely through the area they'll call the quad area, the pelvic area. Moving freely through the quad, the hips. Turning. And let's go to doing it like this. So that groove at the top leg more open than closed when the leg's at its fullest. have more weight towards the rear of the foot when the leg's at its fullest. Really feel yourself sitting down. You don't really want the knee going further forward than the toes here. So you're not doing this. You're not doing this. Sinking down, sitting down. Really feel that supporting foot, or the foot with the most weight on it. Really feel it spreading out. Spreading out as it becomes more weight bearing to give you that nice solid platform to support the weight of the body on. And then keeping the kneecap in line with the toes. I want you to start to raise the toes of the unsupporting foot. Or allow the leg and the foot to move with this turning of the waist, this movement of the rest of the body. Just feel that connectivity. Sinking down, keeping the head up, keep the tongue through the mouth. Make sure you're not sticking your chest out, you're not flaring the lower ribs out on the front of the body. Really feel yourself rolling into that supporting foot. Rolling into it from the heel down towards the toes. Really feel, again, as you roll through the foot, triggering all those important events in your feet for stability. And triggering all those important events up through the body as well. All those sparks, all those helixes, or helixes? Yeah, helixes. That's the plural for helix, isn't it? Those spirals up through the body. And just let it settle down, The importance of warming up. I have gone into more details in this exercise here, often called the tree swaying in the wind. I think I'll put a link to it. I'll put a link to it up there. Okay, so feet about the same distance as your hips and shoulders apart. Feet parallel to each other. Mind, body connected with what you're doing right here, right now. No distraction, no laziness, no boredom, no overthinking. Given what you're doing right here, right now, your full attention. Really do heed those words. Make sure you're not wandering around. You're not putting lip service to what I'm doing here. You're not just going through the motions. You're giving your training your full attention. Training that attention as well. Sharpening your attention with your attention to your training. Okay. The same. We're not going to a gym. We're not trying to distract ourselves from our exercise. We haven't got earpods in. We're not watching a screen. We're giving what we're doing right here, right now, our full attention, and connecting that tension with our center of gravity, and feel our attention expanding out from our center. Then just start to move your center and your attention from side to side here, setting your body into motion. Still feel as if you are suspended from a pelvic area hanging down plumb. Relaxing, opening all the joints, all the spaces in between the bones. All the joints feel juicy and open, lubricated with that fluid, that synovial fluid that lubricates and oils all of your joints. It travels around the sinew in your body, that synovial fluid pumped around the body, or moved around the body by the movement of your body, and lubricating and oiling all the joints. And so that synovial fluid is like the white of an egg, the consistency of the thickness of an egg, the yolk of it. The yolk, or the white of the egg, So really feel that lubricant, the juicy joints. Breathing in, bouncing out, breathing out, sinking down. Really feel as if you're breathing into that area about 3 fingers in beneath the belly button and in the center of the body. Imagine that ball expands and shrinks with the rhythm of the breath. Again, as you're sinking down, make sure the knee's going no further forward than the toes. Knee goes forwards and on the toes, no further forward than the toes. Hip goes backwards, but you're keeping that SI joint, this joint, upright. Sinking down. You're not tilting with the hips or the pelvic area. Try and keep these level. Keep the hips and the shoulders parallel to each other and parallel to the floor. Breathing in and breathing out. Then lower the weight of the body down through your right leg. Breathing in, right to left leg, push up the left arm. Breathing out, lowering it down. Breathing in, left leg to right leg, push up the right arm. Breathing out, lowering it down. Breathing in. So making the cross connections here, connecting your left wrist, or your left ankle with your right wrist, your right knee with your left elbow, your left hip with your right shoulder. Everything connected with that, your center of gravity and your waist. You can really feel all these spirals, these helixes coming up through the body, a nice chain reaction of movement up through the body. So not lots of separate movements there, everything connected. You feel the body compressing against the ground, but at the same time as it's compressing against the ground, you feel it lengthened up through the body. Breathing in, you breathe into your center and you release that energy contained within that compression and within that lengthening, and then using that to power the body. So it's not just gross muscular effort, really using the Jing power of the body, the elastic, compressed, expansive, buoyant feeling in the body. I've really been thinking about we know in Tai Chi, well, I was taught, the Chemanching style Tai Chi is the style of Tai Chi that I practice and teach. I've had a dabble with Chen style and Yang style and Sanfeng style Tai Chi, but Chemanching is my style of Tai Chi. And I was taught in Chemanching style Tai Chi that floating was a fault. I've been really thinking about that recently. Let's bring a bit more waist tone into it, turn it into cloud hands. I think floating, if you don't have a root, a good connection with the ground, solid foundation, then you float above the root. But I think we do float through the joints, through the body, that buoyant feeling in the body. I think that floated, connected feeling is a good thing in Tai Chi. That floating, gliding through the joints. We feel the muscles or the tissue gliding over each other. The importance of keeping hydrated. You know, that fluid, that synovial fluid that lubricates and enables all this gliding, this movement, is 70% water. So if you are dehydrated, that consistency of the egg white is going to get really thick and gluggy, and you're not going to be gliding through the joints, and you're not going to feel all the muscles, the tissues, everything gliding over each other. So keep yourself hydrated, dudes. Keep your nose in line with your belly button, shoulders in line with the hips. Hips and shoulders parallel to each other and parallel to the floor. So you have our cloudy hands here. And let's go back to our cross connection. Back to our cross connection. And let's start to get into our single whip now. So as the hand comes up here, make the hand into the hook hand. So all the fingers touch the thumb. Often called the beak of the crane, this one. The single whip hand, or the plucking hand. PL, plucking. You're still feeling all these cross connections between the ankle and the wrist, the knee, and the elbow, the hip, and the shoulder. Everything connected with your center of gravity and your waist. And then divide the weight between both legs, put this to both arms. You could just open the hands here, you don't have to do the single whip hand. We are going to get back to it. But breathing in, the whole body rising and falling here. Again, not lots of separate movements, you're not changed how you move in. The whole body is moving together. It's the same Tai Chi, when one part moves, every part moves. If one part stops, every part stops. And then take your arms out to the sides. Take your arms out to the sides. Bring your feet closer together. It's going to be feet flat together here. Breathing in. Take your hands up to shoulder height, and then breathing in, make the hooked hand, and then breathing out, coming down. So keeping your hands at going no lower than shoulder height here. Breathing in, you've got that single whip hand, the hook hand, the single whip hand, the beak of the crane, the plucking hand. Breathing in. So you're standing. So this is from a crane frolic qigong that I do. So when I do this with my students, I ask them to look into the distance in front of them. Like they're watching birds flying, looking for a light mist or fog, and as if they're watching birds flying near a distant cloud. That is not being distracted by anything they can see, not blocking out their surroundings, not detaching from them, but not being distracted by anything in their immediate surroundings. Able to respond and react to anything they needed to, but not anticipating, not prepping, not readying the body to do anything, just concentrating on the moment and their qigong. At the same time, listening into the distance behind them, way further than they can actually hear. Okay, then drop your arms down, turn the toes out, and breathing in, up, and down. Breathing in, up, and down. Let's do it the other way around, actually. So, breathing in, sink. Breathing out, coming up, and go up onto the tiptoes. Down. And going up onto the tiptoes, coming up. Not going too low here. So you can do this as it's kind of just a strengthening, going down as low as you can exercise. But I'm trying to maintain the spring, the Jing power of the body. If I go too low, I'm sure there are some of you out there who can go low there and still keep all the spring in the body. But I don't have the knees that I used to have. So I'm going down and still maintaining the spring, still maintaining my good structure. So I'm not sticking the bum out, I'm not sticking the chest out, not excessively curving in the lower back, I'm not letting my head jut forwards. Maintaining the good structure of your body. I'm really rolling through my feet. So I'm going down onto the tiptoes, really feeling the support of the big toe when I'm going up and going down. But rolling through the foot, so my heels touch the floor before I go up onto the tiptoes. And again, I roll through the foot, the heel touches the floor before I go down and back onto my tiptoes. Okay. Again, bring the feet closer together. This time, breathing in. Take your arms out to the side. Back up. So one arm goes up in front of you. One goes out to the side. And you're making like a 90-degree right angle with your arms. Breathing in. Breathe out, turning waist. Make sure you're not twisting your knees. So really feel the rotation in your ankles, Keep the kneecaps in line with your toes. We know we do have a slight rotation at the knee, at that joint there. A degree or two of rotation is quite important when we straighten or flex and extend the legs. A degree or two of rotation is important, but no more than that. Keep the kneecaps in line with the toes. Feel the rotation in the hips, in the quad. Not coming from there. Feel the rotation of the waist, the layers of the waist. Rotating through the shoulders, elbows and wrists. Let's bring some cross connections into this. So step forwards as your left hand goes in front of you, step forwards with your right foot. And as your left foot goes in front of you, step forwards. As your right hand goes out in front of you, step forwards with your left foot. Breathing in. And you're not committing any weight to that front foot. Just touching the toes down for balance. So really sinking down into a one-legged stance here. Nice and stable. This is actually from Ichuan Shili exercise called The Dragonfly Skims the Water. This is one stage of it. You're breathing in like a dragonfly flapping its wings. And again, I have done a video on this, so again, if I remember, I'll put a link to it. Breathing in. So what is this? Feel the spring in that they do kind of go up onto the tiptoes like this. But we're not going to do that. Breathing in and back. Doing it like this. Okay, so let's get into our single whip, into our biān now. Into our biān. So we're going to do some stepping. We're going to do our, often called the tiger step, and we're going to do this stepping here. So let's do this. So I'm going to face the other way. These are easier to follow. Been teaching for a quarter of a century, and I know these are easier to follow from behind. And I will turn around and show them from front, but we'll start this side here. So single whip biān. As I said, I do Chemanching style Tai Chi. So in Chemanching style Tai Chi, we maintain our feet shoulder width. In our shoulder width stance, and when we have our gongbu stance, our bow stance here, we maintain our feet shoulder width. Right here, gaps underneath the armpits, hands. Chemanching style Tai Chi has the fair lady's hands as opposed to the tile hand. If you do Yang style or other styles, you can do what hand you like, but Chemanching style has the fair lady's hand. If you want to go one way in Tai Chi, first we go the other way. We're going to turn the right toes out, so we sink to the right, sink the weight of the body onto the right leg. I want you to again feel the connection between the left hip, the right shoulder, the left knee, the right elbow, the left ankle, the right wrist. Sink down and turn. Like this. And hold a ball. So you have hold a ball here. Push across. In Chemanching style Tai Chi, we don't bring the foot up here, but I like to do this just for testing my balance. Bring the foot up nice and stable. If you really struggle there, you can have the foot flat on the floor. And then again, I'm going to step out to my shoulder width here. Stepping out towards my shoulder width. I'm going to leave this hand here. I'm going to make the hook hand, make the beak. I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to push across, rolling across, and feel that connection between the hip, the shoulder, the knee, the elbow, the ankle, and the wrist. Pushing across here. And going up. And then let the momentum carry you. And pull that right foot round. So this gliding through the joints, this momentum gliding through the joints. Let's do that again. So in Chemanching style Tai Chi, we only do this on the right side. So I think I might do it on the other side here, but we'll see how we go. I think this video is getting quite long, so I might cut it a bit short. So sink left here. Feel these spirals here coming out, coming through. Push across, bring the foot up. Make the beak, the hook hand. Leave it here. Push across or step out. Push across. Push across, and then let the momentum carry you through the joints. Let the tissue glide over each other, and let this momentum, this movement, pull the right leg around here. That momentum pulling. So it's not a separate movement here. It's pulling like the engine on of a train pulls the carriages. And it pull around. Okay, then sink back here. Keep the feet in bow stance here. Sink back. Make the beak. Leave it here and push across. There you go. And I'm leaving. Let's go from here again. So sink, turn, out. So the foot's out. So I've got this 90-degree right angle between the feet. Push across, hold the ball, make the beak, the hooked hand, bring the foot up, step out, push across. And then the body swings around. So the right foot comes around, so you have like a 45-degree angle between the left and the right foot. And your right arm in Chemanching style Tai Chi is at the same angle as the foot there. So no Yang style, they'll have it more out to the side here. So you've got like this 90-degree angle like we had with the dragonfly skimming the water. But in Chemanching style, it's more like this. It's more It's more like this. And this hand in Chemancing style Tai Chi is more out to the side here. Out to the side here. No Yang style, straight down the center. Straight down the center. This is more out here. And the hand goes no further forward than the toes. When the hand goes further forward than the toes in Chemancing style Tai Chi, it's time to step. And make sure you're not sticking the elbow out here. And you can still push from here. Okay? From here, sink. Turn. So you have this elbow, you have this shoulder. Push across. And just step across here, you have this shoulder. You have this elbow. And then you have this slap here, sinking back, pushing through, and going through. So nice and relaxed. The joints feel open and juicy. So keep facing that way. I'm going to turn around here. So as I said, I've done a bit of Chen style Tai Chi. I like this silk reeling in Chen style. So in this one you can imagine you have like a silk ribbon in the center of your left hand, and you're grabbing it with a hook hand, and you're pushing away and you're pulling the ribbon from the hand, but not pulling it with this hand here. You're pulling it with the movement of the arm moving away from the body with the movement of the waist. So you get that silk reeling feeling. And a major characteristic of Chemancing style Tai Chi is sung, is emphasis on sung, that relax with awareness, or that relax with intention. Sung is often described as being like a flower. When it grows, no excess, no insufficiency, it grows. And it's there. If the wind blows, it sways and moves with the wind. If the wind stops, it comes to its natural state of stillness. We're training that relaxation, that softness, that sung of the flower. You can feel like you're the flower coming into bloom here. I'll give you a sideways view here. Like you are the flower coming into bloom. Like petals unfolding, like a rose, or as I've got in my garden at the moment, the magnolia is in bloom. As you're going forwards here, make sure that knee is going forwards in line with the toes. Sacrum's tailbone, sacrum's upright, the walu's upright, perpendicular, and the tailbone goes no further back than the center of the calf muscle. Even though we're not moving our feet here, really feel yourself rolling through your feet. If I say nose in line with the belly button, shoulders in line with the hips and shoulders parallel to each other and parallel to the floor. Compressing, unfolding, breathing in and breathing out, in and out, in and out. Compress, expand, lengthen, contract. And you can repeat all that on the other side if you want to, but I'm going to finish this. I'm going to rub my hands, rub my hands, rub my hands. You can rub your face, rub those worry lines, rub the sinuses, rub the neck, shoulders. A bit of work with the shoulders, belly, belly, belly. Really be mindful of where you're rubbing down the inguinal crease, the buttocks, the thighs, knees, rubbing warm, loving, positive energy into your knees, shins and calves and ankles. And anywhere you have anywhere you think needs some special attention, give it a bit of a rub. And I'm going to finish there, because I think I've said enough, so I'm going to say goodbye for now. Goodbye for